In 1914, the most technologically advanced civilization on Earth marched confidently into a war it barely understood. Generals believed modern industry and aggressive spirit would deliver swift victory through bold offensive action. They placed enormous faith in the bayonet charge, imagining courage could overpower bullets and steel. French commanders especially preached fighting spirit as the ultimate weapon on the battlefield. Some even rejected practical camouflage uniforms, convinced visibility symbolized bravery, not vulnerability. Rifles were fitted with long bayonets, stretching weapons beyond 6 feet in total length. These extended blades were designed to counter cavalry relics of earlier European battlefields. Germany introduced the controversial sawback bayonet, intended as a practical, multi-purpose tool. But enemies saw it as barbaric, fueling propaganda and fear across the front lines. German soldiers worried that capture while carrying one might mean brutal retaliation. Then reality arrived with devastating speed in August 1914. On August 22nd alone, nearly 27,000 French soldiers were killed in a single day. Machine guns shredded advancing infantry before they ever reached enemy trenches. Artillery shells obliterated formations, turning open fields into landscapes of smoke and shattered earth. Barbed wire trapped attackers in killing zones, helpless under relentless fire. The Germans suffered similar catastrophic losses, attempting their own massive offensives. What followed became known as the Race to the Sea. Both sides extended their lines northward, desperately trying to outflank each other. When maneuver failed and soldiers dug into the earth for survival. Soon, more than 440 miles of continuous trenches scarred the Western Front. This new form of warfare favored defenders and punished attackers mercilessly. Frontal assaults became nearly suicidal, costing thousands of lives for mere yards of ground. Millions would die in this grim stalemate of mud steel and exhaustion. As grand offensives failed, and a different method of warfare quietly emerged. And small surgical trench raids replaced massive, doomed infantry charges. These operations were fast, violent, and carried out under the cover of darkness. Trenches zigzagged sharply, limiting visibility to roughly 30 feet. Long rifles became awkward and impractical in such tight, twisting corridors. Bayonets often stuck inside bodies, slowing soldiers in life or death moments. So men began crafting brutal, improvised weapons for close combat. Wooden clubs reinforced with nails became terrifying tools of silent attack. Knives were shortened and sharpened and customized for deadly efficiency. The American Mark I trench knife combined brass knuckles with a vicious stabbing blade. Its metal pommel even featured a skull crusher designed for crushing blows. Surprisingly, the humble entrenching shovel proved one of the most effective weapons. Sharpened along the edges, it delivered heavy, devastating strikes in confined spaces. Body armor briefly reappeared, echoing medieval solutions to modern problems. A trench raid began, with soldiers crawling silently through no man's land. They cut through barbed wire, carefully avoiding noise that could betray their position. Star shells illuminated the night sky, freezing men in sudden, blinding light. Unexpected encounters with enemy patrols often erupted into savage, hand-to-hand combat. Sometimes exhausted patrols silently passed each other, choosing survival over confrontation. Inside enemy trenches, violence was swift, chaotic, and intensely personal. Raiders gathered intelligence and destroyed equipment and eliminated isolated defenders. The return journey was equally dangerous, with confusion and friendly fire constant threats. Pistols became essential tools for raiding parties operating in narrow trench corridors. Germany introduced the MP-18 submachine gun, unleashing devastating automatic fire at close range. The American Winchester Model 1897 trench shotgun proved so effective, Germany formally protested its use.
German stormtroopers refined infiltration tactics, bypassing strong points and targeting critical positions deep behind lines.
In the end, despite industrial power and modern innovation, World War I descended into brutal, primal combat fought face to face.